All right, so we're back here this time on a Saturday morning for this week's edition of Weekly Crossbar. Ellis Joshua joined alongside by Coach Wink. Coach Wink, how are we doing here this morning?
We're doing good, buddy. As we were talking before we got on the air, both of us are burning the candle at both ends, so we're a little melancholy. We were out late last night seeing the Sayville girls take on the Islip girls after the Islip boys took on Compsawag, and got home a little late. Not gonna lie. Uh, got up this morning thinking I was getting up around 5:30, and I said, "No, my body ain't ready." Went back to bed. Slept till 7,
Nice.
which is late for Coach Wink. For those that know me, 7 o'clock's like, when I was in college, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But we got a little special show for everybody today. You want to tell everybody what we got planned?
Yeah, so with the regular season almost coming to an end here and the playoffs just on the horizon, we kind of thought it'd be a good idea to do a little bracketology edition of Weekly Crossbar and kind of go through what the potential playoff picture could look like in each conference. Of course, not everything is set in stone just yet. We still got about a week left in the regular season, but we might as well just kind of take a look and see what the playoff picture could potentially look like with the regular season almost over here.
Yeah. So if Ellis, if you want to pull up kind of my little scribble that I put together, and we'll show people a couple brackets, and we could talk about, where these games are going to be played and when they're going to be played. And I was talking to a college coach this week who didn't make their conference tournament, and they wanted to know when would be a good time to come to Long Island. And we can go over that because obviously coaches that are coming from off the island that is not convenient, they want to come where they can maximize their time. So
Right.
we were talking about that, and it was a girls' coach, so we were talking about when she could see the most teams. Oh, there we go. Now keep in mind that this is as of yesterday at 12 o'clock. So the scores from yesterday are not in. So this could change because games were played yesterday. This is the boys Suffolk A bracket. And I'm really excited because the one Hills and the three Melville play today. And
Hmm.
then Hills still plays Northport. They also play Huntington. So this can change. It could stay. It depends on, what happens in those games. Keep that in mind. But as of right now, I should say as of yesterday at 12:25 p.m., Hills would have been will be the 1 seed. Northport would be the 2, Melville 3. And you can see, scroll a little down, there are 10 teams in that bracket. You can see they start next Saturday. A week from today is the first playoff games, which is as you can see, the 7-10, the 6-11, and the 8-9. And we're going to
Hmm.
have teams of journalists trying to cover as many games as possible as we try to accomplish the task of getting the word out to the public who love Long Island High School lacrosse. We're excited about the playoffs. It's been a great year. Hopefully, the weather will stay warm.
Yeah,
We,
that's important.
yeah,
We need good weather for these playoff games.
we do. We do. Ironically, the 1, 2, and 3 and 4, they play each other this week. Huntington's already played Melville and Northport, but Hills
Hmm.
hasn't played any of those three, which is very
Right.
interesting.
Yeah, it's like like Hills, they just get test after test this last week of the regular season after really kind of coasting for the most part through the regular season, winning a
Yeah, they've
lot of
had
games and
really one close game, right? The
right.
Connecticut game, was that their
Yeah.
only close game?
Yeah, the Connecticut game was a one goal game, but pretty much outside of that, they've been coasting through this regular season, winning games in pretty convincing fashion.
We'll get a good understanding of where Hills is at today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, today against Ward Melville, that's the first of three tests, I would say, to close out their regular season.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. They could be the 1 seed or they could be the 3 or 4 seed. So good luck to the boys. As you scroll down, you could see the Bees. East Islip is pretty much locked in at the one. They've already beaten. I think did they play Comsawad
No,
yet?
I don't believe they played Comswag yet.
Yes,
So
is that true? That I think I didn't you say Coach Mitchell was saying they play East Islip and Smithtown West this week?
I believe it's East Islip and West Islip. They,
Oh, got
yeah,
it.
yeah. So the one seed not officially locked up yet by East Islip because Comswag, they still have a chance to get the one seed if they win those two games.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah. Right now, this is where they're at with East Islip 1, Smithtown West and Comsburg 2, 3, and then West Islip and ESM in the playing game to make it into the semis of the Bs. And then the Cs, you could see there. I put John Glenn to the left only because they're right on the bubble, and it's going to depend on how their week goes.
Mhm.
Um, they're not in as of today, but if they get a couple W's this week, they might be able to jump Sayville. That's going to be it's funny how that works. Like it's all PowerPoint driven,
Right.
which is an algorithm that's designed for strength of schedule, where you start the year, you get a certain amount of points. If you beat a seed that's higher than you, it jumps you. So obviously nothing's in stone, but very interesting that basically Sayville and John Glenn and West Hampton will be fighting for that playing game to take on Bayport. Well, Bayport plays Shoreham this week, right?
Yeah, they play this week. So that's a huge game.
Yeah, so
But
that could move stuff around a little bit too, but
yeah,
I'm certainly not the genius to figure it out. But right now, this is where we stand. And then there's two teams, and they go right into the championship, which is Wednesday, May 22nd at Longwood High School. So the boys' high school championships for Suffolk County will be at Longwood High School, and the D's will play. The girls' D's and the boys' D's will play on May 22nd, and the boys' championship will be on May 23rd for the A, B, and C. So as you scroll up, down to the girls, which we got a chance to see, you can see where they are right now in the A's. You got Comac and Northport 1-2. Northport plays Melville this week. That could flip flop if Melville can knock off Northport.
yeah,
And you can see the four
absolutely.
Floyd. What are you thinking? It's really going to come down to Northport Melville game, right? Because
Right.
has Comac played Floyd yet?
No, Comac and Floyd have not played yet.
Got it. So that could be the only blip in Comac's perfect Class A schedule, right?
Yeah, because yeah, right now they're undefeated in conference. That was a huge win for them against Northport a couple days ago.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. We get a lot of DMs. That's how people communicate today, and um, people were like, "Oh, you missed a good one," blah 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 blah, and like, trust us, Ellis and I would like to be at every game.
I know. If
Ellis and I could literally watch, if we could sit up in a drone and fly around Long Island and watch every game, we would love that.
yeah, I
It's very difficult picking games, especially as the season goes on, because there's a lot of big games. Like today, we're going to cover 3 games and then we're going to jump around and hopefully have a crew at one so that we can leave and go to another because we want to cover the games, but we will also want to see all the teams play. So trust us, in a perfect world, we'd see every team play, but it just, you just can't do it.
yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah, but we try. We certainly
Yeah,
give it a
we
give
try
it
our
an
best
effort.
and try to make the schedule work as best as possible to our advantage.
Yeah, and we're traveling all over the place. Monday we're going to a game that we haven't seen those two teams play, a boys
Yep.
group, and we're excited to see those two teams play and stuff like that. And we'd love to, as we grow this platform, we'd like to get more and more crews out there. And obviously, Ellis and I, are very active in the evaluating of the talent and evaluating of the teams and the communication. But we're just going to do the best we can and see what we can do. So if you scroll down, you go to the Bs, right? Smithtown West has already beaten ESM and West Islip, right?
Yeah, Smithtown West beat both of those teams.
Yeah, so they're locked in pretty much. It's interesting. Smithtown West under the second year coach Vincenzo Petrone. They started off 0-3, right? They're on a 10-game
Yeah,
winning streak.
yeah, they started off 0-3, but their three losses, I mean, the teams that they played, they lost a non-league game against Comac, who's undefeated in their conference. They lost to Bayport in an overtime game, and they lost to Sayville, who's undefeated in BCD. So it's like those are three very, very respectable losses. But since then, they haven't lost a game.
Yeah, as you bring up, I mean, obviously we know Chen's very well, and she's done such an amazing job with that program. And we got to watch Sayville play yesterday, and a little shout out to that community. What a great venue to watch a game. They played Islip to a 9-7 game. They got the victory, and they are buzzing, dude. They are buzzing. And Coach Jensen, who's his first year there as the head coach of the varsity, he's doing a great job. Those kids, they look dialed in, right?
Oh
Didn't you
yeah.
just feel like they were dialed in?
Oh yeah. Definitely. And they're very organized, they're very buttoned up and very on top of things. I just love the way they move the ball. Like
Yeah, me
they share
too.
the ball a lot. And
Yeah,
it's great to see. They play the game the way it's meant to be played. And they're a very good
yeah,
defensive team as well.
yes, very impressive. If you're a college coach out there listening to this, I strongly suggest you get to as many of these high school games now. If your season's over, and watch this talent. There's oodles and oodles of talent on Long Island, and Sable is one program that has a ton of talent, a ton of talent, and arguably it's funny. Two of the top sophomores were in that game: Sable's Baffardi and
Caitlin Barnes.
Islip's Barnes.
Hmm.
Both of them showed out. Carly Mullins played great for Islip at the draw circle.
Yes.
Farrell, who's going to Marquette, played great. McNamara, the freshman. Wait till you see this kid.
Sod.
We ran into Kylie O'Miller because Kylie's sister Taryn coaches the Islip's crew, and so impressive. She was very impressed with the talent that was out on the field, and obviously she's an absolute living legend from Long Island. So it's good to hear her perspective of the girls that are out there, and thanks to her and Taryn and women like her, the talent level of women's lacrosse, girls lacrosse on Long Island is just through the roof. I mean, look, East Islip could squeeze in there as a 5, which is cool. And then
Yeah, they're having a very good year.
you go down to the seas, and like all those teams are like scary good. Like I could see one, two, three, four, five. I could see possibly 6 of those 7 teams winning that C. I mean, if Miller Place did it, it would shock me because they're not there yet. They're growing, and Coach Spallina, Dan Spallina, has done a great job there. I just don't think they're ready for prime time yet. But every one of those other teams, like you have to see an Islip yesterday, you know?
Yeah, yeah, any one of those other teams, like just imagine if they were each in a different conference. You could argue that they could be the one seed just in terms of
Yeah.
like the talent that they have.
Yeah, very talented C group. And then down in D's, we mentioned earlier, the Mattatuck and Babylon showdown would be the same time, same place as the boys D. And then the girls A, B, and C is at West Islip High School. I believe that's the 23rd of May. So 24th, I apologize. 24th of May, the semi. Is that the finals? Yeah, the
Uh,
finals.
yeah, that's the finals.
Yeah. Oh, that's the day right before Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Such talent. Did I have that up here? Hold on. Yeah, I did. It's along with his boys. Yeah. I gotta have a conversation with some coaches. We gotta figure out when the best time. That if I was a college coach, I'd come up for that whole week.
Yeah, I mean you'll get really good matchups pretty much every other day basically. Like
Yeah. Yeah, I would come up. I would literally, if I was a college coach right now, I would have somebody from my staff from Saturday, May 18th in the girls to Friday, May 24th on Long Island going to games. It's unfortunate the way they do it. Like their semis are at the higher seed. I like the way Nassau does it where it's one site because
Yeah, and then you get just
you,
one after the other.
yeah, and forget from the media standpoint, obviously it's easier for us to cover it, but that's not what I'm talking about. As
Just
educators, and I know there's a cost involved here, guys. I get it. I get the cost and stuff. But we have spoken to the sections about putting together consortiums of sponsors to get these kids because at the end of the day, the goal is to help the kids get recruited and views. And if you can put them in one venue, you're giving a college coach an opportunity to sit on a sideline for 6 hours and
mhm.
just watching a ton of really talented kids. And at the end of the day, I mean, we can make that happen if the sections would sit down. I mean, Nassau's got it right. I've said this 100 times. Nassau does a better job on the semifinals by having it at Adelphi for girls and Hofstra for boys because it gives opportunity. I've been there. I've sat at Hofstra up in the top where the college coaches sit, and there's 20 college coaches watching these kids play. Okay, at the end of the day, that's a benefit to the boys and girls. So we got to figure out how to do that, and that's on us as people involved in the game to try to help Suffolk do that. I know it's a monetary thing, but let's figure out what that monetary number is, and I guarantee you we can get the community. And I know we'll back. We did it for the LIC a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
So
posted that at
it's
Stony
just
Brook.
getting them to sit down with people like us that would help do that because at the end of the day, it's benefiting the kids, and that's the bottom line. You know, I understand a playing game you can't do that, but a semifinal game, can you imagine if you could go to a venue and hypothetically see, Compswag, Smithtown West, ESM West Islip, Sayville, West Hampton, I'm making it up, Bayport, Rocky Point in the course of one day?
Yeah,
Or
you're in the same spot, just hanging out, watching what you would expect to be just a number of really good lacrosse games, and you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, remember when we did the LICs?
Yeah,
We had 8 teams that were tremendous in one venue. Why not
yeah.
maximize that? Just figure out, and it doesn't have to be at Adelphi. It doesn't have to be at a college.
No,
It
no, the
could be at
location. No, it's about having them all in one location. It's not about the specific location.
right. Exactly. So like you can get a high school for nothing. A high school would do that. I know Cold Spring Harbor does the games for brains. We did 10 games last Saturday in one venue.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't you want that to happen to help the kids, to maximize their opportunities? Isn't that what educators are supposed to be thinking about when they're
yeah,
trying to help these kids get
yeah.
to the next level?
Yeah, it's all about just putting the kids, the athletes in the best position possible to be successful and to get that exposure.
Yeah, I was
And
talking to a high school coach the other day, and he coaches girls lacrosse, and they're talking about the shot clock and the preparation to prepare his team for the next level. He's like, isn't our job to prepare these kids to play at the next level? Like, how are they going to play at the next level if we're not playing under the same rules
yeah,
as what they're doing at the next level?
yep, yep,
Like, at the end of the day, the educators who are running and overseeing men's and women's lacrosse in the high school level, do they not see that? Aren't you preparing these girls and boys to play? It doesn't matter the level in college. Even club college plays by shot clock and running through the crease on girls and whatever the rules are at the collegiate level. I'm not saying you should do the PAL rules that way. I'm talking about varsity high
yeah,
school lacrosse.
yeah. You're one step below being a college athlete. So
Yeah,
you want to be as like you want to be playing basically the same game for when you get there.
100%.
It's
100%.
it's like it's a completely different game with a shot clock.
Oh my God. And for girls running through the crease, I mean, that's huge
Hmm.
in pressuring an attacker behind the cage.
Yep.
You pressure an attacker behind the cage and you run into the crease in high school, the whistle blows. And I mean, they put the girl behind another girl, and then you sit there and it slows the game down. It's all bad. There's no good coming from it. So, I mean, guys, we got to figure that out. Let's scroll up, buddy. Sorry to get off tangent, but we're going now. This is the A's and girl. Is this girls or boys? Girls. So this is girls Nassau. This is where it's at. Syosset's it's going to be, looks like they're one already, only because I think they beat Pequa already, right? And
Yeah, they
Port.
did. They did.
Okay. So this looks like this is pretty locked in. See, this is the example. The semifinals are at Adelphi,
Hmm.
right? If you scroll, they do the A and D and the B and C together. So let's go to the B, right? So hypothetically, the semifinal could be Garden City. If you just go chalk, chalk means you take the higher seeds.
Yeah.
Garden City, Calhoun, Mepham, Long Beach would be one semi. And if you keep scrolling, that's what day is that? Is that the 23rd? 22nd.
Well, this would be the 22nd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in one semi, like you said, you would have GC, Mepham, and then in the other semi you would
No, it'd
have,
be GC,
or sorry,
Calhoun, and
sorry.
Mepham, Long Beach.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be chalk. Chalk means the higher seeds.
Yep.
Obviously, there's room for upsets, but we're just talking chalk. You scroll down, you go to the C's. So the B's and the C's would be the same day at Delphi, so you get 4 games. So here you would get like a Manhasset, South, right? No, Manhasset, Seaford, chalk, Southside, Wantor. I mean, that would be like really good lacrosse players to recruit. I mean, this is awesome. It goes by how many teams are in each conference, guys, and then they usually do it divisible. So they divide it by 2, and then they round it up.
Hmm.
So if there's hypothetically 20 C's, there's 10 in the playoffs. 50% make it.
Yep.
That's generally the rule, give or take. Keep scrolling. The D's obviously less. There's less D schools on Long Island. Upstate has more D's. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's Colts Bravo, Oyster Bay, Call Place. Yeah, so that's where we are. Keep going. We'll go to the boys. Boys, you got Farmingdale right now is the 1. Syosset's the 4. Chalk would be Syosset, Farmingdale, Port, Pequa. That's an awesome Final Four in the A's. That would be at Hofstra. That's where you see a lot of college coaches, because that is, just so you know, that is the week before Memorial Day. There are only 4 colleges in Division One. There's only 2 in Division Two. Well, they do a midweek game, but let's say 4 in Division Two and 4 in Division Three. Basically, there's only like 10 schools still playing in college. So there
Yeah.
are college coaches flooding Long Island to
Yep.
recruit. And Nassau has done a great job over the years figuring out how to get them all in one spot. So keep going. We'll be going back and forth. Southside, little kudos to Coach DiPietro. First time in Southside history, men's, they beat Garden City and Manhasset in the same year.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they got to beat them again.
Yeah, yeah, of
Or
course. Yeah.
beat
Yeah,
one of them.
yeah, you want to beat one of them when it really counts in the playoffs, but that does mean something. Beating 2 storied programs, beating them both in the same regular season for the first time ever, that does mean something. So
Yeah, I
definitely
got I got
congrats to
buddies
them.
that grew up in Manhasset and raised their kids in Southside texting me, you know, like, "Hey, did you hear?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I heard. I'm knee deep in it." And kudos to them. But beating them again, especially that GC crew. GC Manhasset again. You got Woodstick on
Yeah.
steroids in the
Yeah.
semis.
Yeah, the Woodstick playoff edition. That'd be the first time since 2019. And this would be a semifinal game, but for first time they'd meet in the playoffs since 2019, just because of Manhasset moving down a conference for the last few years.
Who won that game? Manhasset won that game in overtime, didn't they?
Yes, they did. I
I
believe it was
kind of remember that
Joey
game. That was
Terenzi, I
that was
think, had
Lou
the game
Perfetto's
winner.
senior year.
Yeah, I think Terenzi had the game winner in OT.
Yes,
That
The
predates
Virginia
me.
boy. What's that?
I said that predates me with the lacrosse journal.
Oh, you weren't even doing it yet.
No.
Interesting. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So as you scroll, you go to D, the last of the boys, and obviously Cold Spring Harbor is the prohibitive favorite.
Oh, we
Oh,
gotta
there's
go
C.
to
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Wantor is, dude. Did you see the Wantor Port Washington score?
I saw I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I I know it was Wantagh.
Wantor very heavy.
Yeah,
Wantor is
convincing.
buzzing right now, buzzing.
Yeah, they're running through a number of teams in the power conference. I mean, Port, Cold Spring Harbor, Southside, Manhasset. I know that they did lose to GC and Pequot, but
Yeah, the Pico game surprised me, but it
yeah,
just shows you on any given day. That's high school sports.
yeah,
I've seen it for years. It doesn't matter the sport. And beating people twice as hard. But Wanto's the prohibitive favorite in the season, Nassau. With obviously as we scroll down, you'll see who you got Seaford as the Seaford as a 2 seed is interesting because Wanto and Seaford, they abut each other
yeah,
geographically.
they're right next to each other.
So that final could be a major like crowd pleaser. I think
Yeah,
you'd see.
yeah. I was gonna say that the stands should be packed for a
Yeah,
Wantagh Seaford playoff game.
yeah, and that is right now. Look, that's what we're looking at for a 1-2 matchup in the county champion. The county championship, I think, is scroll up a little bit. I think it's the week after Memorial Day. Oh no, the 24th. So it's Friday. So that game would be Friday night. Woo-hoo, before
Friday
Memorial
night,
Day. That's
Friday
sick.
Night Lights, baby.
Oh, that's sick. Oh, that's cool. Wanto Seaford. And then as you go down, you got Cold Spring, who's obviously the prohibitive D, the Seahawks. They'd have to take on the winner of the Friends Oyster Bay. So that's kind of your public school state championship. Um, we're going to be covering a bunch of parochial stuff in the playoffs. And parochial is a little different. They only state championship is the smaller parochials. So we'll get the word out on what's going on with that. And I see that our Zoom we only have 3 minutes and 47 seconds. So I guess we can end it with obviously this is not in stone. We'll repeat it again. We'll be going back and forth. And these playoff matchups basically on Suffolk will be done by Thursday. So they'll be in stone by, let's say, Friday morning.
Yep.
And we'll get it out on the LALJ to everybody and get the schedules into the system and, get out there and support your community, support your team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean the playoffs, it's gonna be super exciting. Like I really can't wait. It's gonna be a little bit of madness, at least for the first few days, just because of all the matchups, so many different locations. But it should be a really fun and exciting postseason run.
Yeah. And let's try to get those semifinals in Suffolk at one venue. So that'll be our goal so that we can maximize these kids getting exposure moving forward. I think that's something that should definitely be a conversation on the Suffolk side because I think it'll definitely help them as long as we can get a high school that will host it. Um, I know West Islip and Longwood are hosting the finals, which is awesome, but I'm sure we can get a nice high school. There's so many beautiful high schools that we get to go to with great stadium seating, so you got plenty of room. I mean,
Yeah,
we were just at Bayshore. They have a beautiful stadium, and East Islip at their middle school is a beautiful stadium. I mean, right? I mean, we've been to
yeah.
Plain Edge on the Nassau side, beautiful.
Yeah, Plain Edge, um, Smithtown West, Smithtown
Yeah,
East also,
yeah,
Northport.
yeah, yeah. Ward Melville's not big, unfortunately, but it's a great venue to watch a game.
Oh, that's a great spot to cover a game. Like I
Yeah,
always like going there to cover games. So it's definitely a great spot for that. But yeah, they just don't have the size in terms of hosting like a mass audience
yeah.
for like
Northport could definitely do it.
yeah, Northport can for sure. Didn't Northport
Yeah.
host field hockey? like the county finals, I want to say. I think they did.
Yeah, I think they were in it.
Yeah, I think they were in it too. And I
Yeah,
think I think Northport High School hosted, I believe.
yeah, that would be a good venue as well, and a nice close drive for Coach Wink.
That's true too.
How about Huntington with the two turf fields?
Yeah,
Huntington's
Huntington
not bad.
also.
Huntington's parking's not great.
Yeah, we experienced that a few weekends ago.
Yeah, when they had a track meet the same day as the Cold Spring game. All right,
Yeah.
we're getting towards the end, Al. So let's say goodbye, and we'll see
Yeah.
everybody back next week.
Yeah, that'll do it for this special edition of the Weekly Crossbar, Bracketology edition. So thanks for everyone that tuned in, and we'll talk to you next week for another episode. But take care, everyone.